Welcome back. This is episode 3 of Photoshoot Journey, and I know I mentioned I was going to do maybe a little bit of a blog style. YouTube is completely new to me, where I don't necessarily know how to do it, but the more I practice, I'll get better at it. But as you saw at the beginning of this video, I'm going to be talking about some really good things. So instead of just sharing everything that I'm going through, I also want to make sure that I provide really good tips. So 4 weeks away from the photo shoot, and I am on my cycle. And I think as all women, we all know cravings happen. So I kind of want to give you guys some tips that I do at the end of this video to help me with those cravings. So when it comes to my cycle, I do get cravings here and there, but something I have noticed recently is that a week before my cycle, I get really horrible sleep. I don't know if that's something that's very normal. If you currently deal with this, go ahead and share with me in the comments. But one thing I noticed is I go to sleep perfectly fine and wake up at like 3:50 in the morning or 4 a.m. and I'm just so exhausted. So that is something that, has been going on this week, with, 4 weeks away from the photo shoot. Things have gotten done. I got my hair done. I also went shopping a little bit. I tried vlogging a little bit of that, but it was also very hard. But I did find some outfits. I'm kind of getting it together now, which was the one thing that I was dealing with last week. So a funny thing about me is that I will complain about getting things, like the things I have to do. Like I will complain about getting my hair done. I'll complain about looking for clothes. But the next day I get to it. And another thing that happened is last week I mentioned that everything was going great and everything was smooth sailing. My coach has increased cardio by a little bit, but sometimes when you are extremely busy, even that just a little bit makes a huge impact. Because last week I was running a 5-day free workshop to help people lose their first 3 to 5 pounds. Plus I had to, keep all my clients, keeping them on board, bringing some new clients on board on my online coaching. So a part of me does want to feel a little bit overwhelmed trying to do it all, but honestly, it does come with being a little bit more organized. There's this whole saying about where there's a will, there's a way, and I definitely want to achieve this goal. I really want it really bad, to the point where I am probably going to be going to the gym twice a day, just because I want to do my workout session separated from my cardio, just because I don't want to be at the gym for 2 hours or more. I really don't want to. I feel like when I start hitting the hour and a half mark, like I am already done and I don't want to be there. I want to go ahead and do things at home, or the things I have to do for my clients. So just wanted to bring that up because I do believe we all go through a struggle, and maybe it might seem like some people are better with managing their time, and to be honest, I am the worst at managing my time. So my goal is to just be a little bit more organized. And one of the things that has helped a lot is making sure I schedule in my workouts. That way I have a little notification telling me that I have to go work out. And like I mentioned, I complained about it. I thought about it, and then I said, okay, I can do this. I can really do this. I just have to wiggle around my time. And I think that's what we all have to do. So if you are currently like on your journey, on your weight loss journey, or any type of journey, and you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed with, keeping up with everything at home, work, and taking care of yourself, just know that it's very doable. And you are worth it. So you can get it done. You just have to find little ways. So for me, it was kind of like changing a lot of my routine. Right now, my morning routine, I normally wake up early and I kind of like have that little me time, and I watch some YouTube videos and catch up with things I want to catch up to. And now I have to do like some stretching. I want to do my abs just because I don't want to do my abs at the gym. So what I started doing is I put on something on YouTube that is motivating, inspirational, and then I get to it. I get to work, and that is a new thing I'm adding to my routine. And I just started that today, and it hasn't been that bad. Sometimes we make it worse than what we assume. But anyways, like I mentioned, I'm gonna give you guys some tips on how I deal with cravings, and let's get to that. So when it comes to cravings, I do have a little fun fact to share with you guys. It's not a fun one once you know about this, but when it comes to cravings, it is a habit. If you are someone like when you're on your cycle, and I know all of us women, we get on our cycle and right away we're like, oh, we have cravings, and your body doesn't necessarily crave anything. It's just that you have created a habit that during your cycle you give in to maybe chocolate, you have ice cream, you have chips. So it is a habit you have formed throughout the years, especially the moment you start getting your cycle. For example, mine is a completely different thing. When I first started getting my cycle, my mom would tell me that I could not have papaya. She would just be like, you can't have papaya, something she believed in, that it was really bad for you when you do have papaya. I don't know if anybody ever has heard that myth. If you have, go ahead and comment, let me know. But guess what I crave a week before my cycle? Papaya. I always want papaya. Like, it's the one thing that I want. So just know that if you kind of grew up and your parents kind of told you, like, when you got your first period, they were like, oh, here, have some chocolate, it's gonna make you feel better. And guess what? You have built up a habit of wanting chocolate every time that you're on your cycle. Other thing is, I don't have that many cravings anymore just because my taste buds have adjusted to what I eat. I do not avoid myself, or I do not deny myself any food. I do have chocolate daily. If you guys follow my Instagram, that's really where I show Tuesdays. I try to do my best to show my full day of eating on my stories, but all my clients know that I love chocolate, and I have that every day, so I don't feel like I crave it as much. But we're gonna go over things that I really like to have during maybe when I'm feeling extra cravings. So one thing I've been obsessed with is, and I'm using the front facing camera, so it's gonna be a little bit backwards. So I'll change it soon. But it is this reduced calorie hot chocolate. You do have to get the reduced calorie, okay? Because there is a sugar-free one, and it's actually more calories. So this one is only 40 calories per packet. I have it every night. I have it with water, and then I put a little bit of like either almond milk, something I'm not going to add any calories to my hot chocolate. And then what I like to do is I like to sprinkle some cinnamon, or let me show you a nice little other hack that I have. I bought powdered abuelita because it has like little bit of hints of like cinnamon, chocolate, and sugar. And then I put it on a little empty container, and then I sprinkle some on top of on top of my hot chocolate, and it's just delicious. So I'll do my best to input like a small little video of making it, just because right now I'm not having it. And then another thing that I like to do, a recent favorite thing, I found these sugar-free cones. I really, really love cones, waffle cones. So this sugar-free cone is only 30 calories, and something that I've been doing, and my husband has been doing this as well. And I always say, like, if my husband likes it, then it must mean that it's good. So we buy this whipped topping. This is about 25 calories for 2 tablespoons. Sometimes I buy the light one. That one is a little bit lower calories. So then what we do is, I like to make mine different. My husband likes to put a little bit of chocolate chip in his, and we put it in the cone. I like to put some powdered chocolate peanut butter, and then I put it in the cone as well, or I dip it. So I'll have little videos, montage of how I do this. That way I can explain myself. I do have chocolate chips, and then another thing I like doing is I do have a bunch of different flavors of these skinny syrups. These are probably my favorite. They don't have any funny taste afterwards, because some of them do. But I do have all these different flavors. You could buy these like at TJ Maxx, Marshalls. They're really cheap. And I like to put these on my yogurt, so plain Greek yogurt, and it really gives it that sweetness, different flavors. One thing, I somehow in the afternoon, I try my best to limit my coffee consumption, but when it starts to get warmer, I really crave sweet coffee, which is not something I crave in the morning. So in the afternoon, as long as it's before 2 p.m., I go ahead and put some in my coffee, and I feel like that really helps with the cravings. And then I do have these chocolates that I did talk about. So I have these butterscotch sugar-free chocolates. I have this one. This one's pretty good. This one's cheaper than the Lily's. So Lakanto, I believe it's called. Sugar-free chocolate. And then recently my husband bought these, and these are not sugar-free, but it's so delicious. It is extremely delicious. This one is milk chocolate, organic grass-fed milk. I've been very careful with these. I only have it like on days where I need like extra motivation for the gym. But now that I'm here on this topic, just because I know a lot of times we assume sugar-free is better than the ones that have sugar, I kind of want to give a little bit of an explanation on here on why maybe you should gravitate to sugar-free, or why it doesn't matter either one, just because I want to make sure, just besides me sharing my journey to a photo shoot, I am providing you guys things that you guys are learning as well. So sugar-free stuff is great because with the sugar-free stuff, it's going to create less cravings of sugar. And if you are someone who's maybe pre-diabetic or diabetic, this is a great way to still have things that you like and not worry too much. The other thing is it does remove carbs. So when you do have sugar-free stuff, it does remove carbs from your candy bar, because chocolate is actually fats. Okay, I know. If chocolate did not have sugar at all, it is a fat. And then we have this one, the Get Back to Human, I believe it's called, HU. I don't know, it's the H. This one does have sugar, but let me explain. So I don't really have the full serving. I have a half serving of this. So for this one, this whole bar, if it wasn't opened, it's for the whole bar is for 2 servings, and one serving is 190 calories, 17 grams of fat, 21 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of protein. That is for the half of the bar. If you were to eat that, I only eat half of the half, so I eat 1/4 every day. So if I take out the little squares, I'll show you guys. This is what I have every day, every night. Recently, I started adding this with my cup of motivation. So I do have a cup of coffee every day before I go to the gym, and I started eating this, and it's addicting, but it's also hard because in the night I want my chocolate again. So I need to figure it out. So this, you would split that in half, so it would be 80 calories for this instead of the 190 calories. And if you were to eat the whole pack, it's 360, okay? So now I want to go over this one, the sugar one. Just because, you know, when it comes down to what you're eating, it still comes down to calories, even though it's sugar-free. It's just that sugar-free, you're gonna cut down a little bit. So this one for half, okay? So it is a smaller portion. That's one thing to keep in mind. So half of this bar is 180 calories, 13 grams of fat, 13 grams of carbs, and 3 proteins. So it's actually lower in calories and everything. But you guys are about to see that I have been eating this. It's my favorite. This would be my serving size compared to like the other one. So it is a smaller serving size. So keep that in mind when it comes to sugar-free stuff or non-sugar-free. When you do make the change, it's a great way to remove a little bit of extra calories and get away from like craving sugar, because when like I mentioned, your taste buds and your cravings are habits. So the more you feed yourself more sugar, the more you're going to crave it. That is why sugar is so addicting, because you crave it by a lot. So just making those small little changes, if you switch to sugar-free stuff, it will help a lot more with the craving. So for example, I am very good at having a good I forgot the word, probably gonna remember later, but I'm very good at just having self-control. There you go, self-control, where I do have just 2 and I walk away. Some people can't, so sometimes it's very hard to have a little bit of self-control. So just be aware of that. Other thing, because I know everybody craves different things, if you are someone who craves chips, I highly recommend that you do popcorn, okay? So popcorn is 150 grams for 28 grams. So that's like about 2.5 cups per serving. So you do get more compared to chips. And popcorn, there's so many different flavors. Like there's this spicy sriracha you can find at CVS, this white cheddar that you can find at Aldi's. And it really helps with the cravings, and your taste buds do start to get adjusted to making these changes. So if you are even someone who's not on your cycle and you're craving things, try these things out. If they help, just let me know if they do. But these are things that I do when it comes to my cycle and cravings, and it really has helped a lot. But like I mentioned, going 4 weeks away from the photo shoot, the cravings haven't been so much the issue. It's the fact that my sleep was off from my cycle, and sleep does affect your hunger levels. So I have been a little bit more hungry, so I've just been more mindful of that I've been a little bit more tired, more moody. So I've been doing other things to help me with that, so I don't just like give up on something that I really, really want. upcoming week I do get a free off-plan meal, an 800-calorie meal, and I'll do my best to vlog it. That way I can share with you guys what am I going to eat off of my off-plan meal within 800 calories. Hope this video you guys enjoyed it. It was helpful if you are dealing with cravings during your cycle and you want to learn how to deal with them and still achieve your weight loss goals, then go ahead and give those tips a try. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.